Hey, I'm Reggie Ponder, the Real Critic, and this week's movie is Novocaine. So who's in it? Jack Quaid, Amber Midthunder, Ray Nicholson, Betty Gabriel, Matt Walsh, Lou Betty Jr., Evan Hintz, Conrad Kemp, and Jacob Batalon. So what's it about? Well, Nate, played by Jack Quaid, is an assistant manager at a bank, and he's been crushing on his coworker Sherry, played by Amber Midthunder, for quite a minute. Then out of the blue, she makes the first move. He's confused and scared, but absolutely delighted. But in a bank robbery gone wrong, she is kidnapped. And he turns his unusual condition of not being able to feel pain into a twisted superpower to save her. So what's to like? At first, Novocaine plays like a romantic comedy. It appears that Nate will finally get the girl. Their relationship is kind of awkward, but once each of them reveals a bit about themselves, it all makes sense, especially the fact that Nate can't feel pain of any type. Then all of a sudden, the film turns into a bank heist with shooting, fighting, car chases, and lots of mishaps along the way. And yet, there's more. As Nate turns into a superhero, enduring some gruesome manipulations of his body that will make the casual viewer cry, let alone the actual victim. This multifaceted journey creates some intrigue, some suspense, and quite a few laughs, intentional or not. Novocaine will have you guessing at every turn, and while one might be able to guess and telegraph a thing or two, there are some surprises that will convince you to stop guessing altogether and just go along for the ride. What compels one to stay with this film is that at one point, the audience knows everything. We are informed. We are kept up to date, but Nate is still uncovering the truth. And so you want to stay to see how he responds to it all and how it will ultimately end. I have to mention that the friendship between Nate and his gamer friend Roscoe, played by Jacob Batalon, is priceless. Roscoe is an unwilling sidekick, making this pair funny and actually very, very likable. What's not to like? This film is gruesome. I mean, having a person who can't feel pain results in these filmmakers brutally manipulating Nate's body in ways that are unimaginable and that you might not even want to visualize in your brain. However, the assault on his body adds both humor and horror to this very ambitious film. So, in one instance, it's laughable that he can't feel pain, but on the other hand, some of it will make you cringe or even hide your eyes. As with most films of this type, you will have to suspend belief because you will ask the question, can this really happen? But doing so might have you forgetting to answer the real question. What would you do in this situation? The love he has for Sherry is adorable and admirable, but seriously, would you die for this woman that you barely know? Finally, I saw this film in 4DX, which, for those of you who don't know, is a movie theater experience that uses motion seats and special effects to create a more immersive experience. Now, the seats shook up and down, they went back and forth. It was just like a roller coaster ride, and it was very jarring. I left with a headache and some body pain, not sure how many remedies I could have used, but some Aspercreme, some morphine, and yes, even some Novocaine might have been in order. If not for the 4DX, I would say the experience was worth the ride. So what's my rating? If you take this ride without getting in the car, and I mean the 4DX, Novocaine is funny and wow. However, experiencing it with 4DX amplified the film's already intense moments, creating an experience that, if I have to say it again, was quite a bit jarring. I checked this one out at the matinee. I'm giving it 2.5 reels out of 4 reels. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at The Real Critic. That's REEL, and I'll see you next time.